Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Today we're in a slightly better looking area. Basically today we're going to be talking about the top 5 anticipated games for me this year. Oh no, next year. It's coming out in 2020. Kind of butchered that. So technically in this list there is actually going to be 6 because I have a game that I don't know if it's coming out in 2021 or 2020 or even later. So I'm going to put it in, and that's probably my number 1 anyway. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Also, before we begin, I also want to say that some of the games on this list you might not agree with. That makes sense. It's all personal opinion. In fact, I actually haven't put Last of Us Part 2 on this list because I'm not that excited for it, but some of you guys might be. Please put your top 5 lists in the comments below. Starting off with number 5, I think Little Nightmares 2. The first Little Nightmares game for me, everyone thought it was, it was meh, it was okay. I thought it was a really good horror game. Basically, if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically you run around as a little yellow guy, girl thing, where you're kind of like on a boat or something. There's like these weird creatures that follow you. I don't really understand the story myself, but it's something around those lines. So yeah, it's kind of a psychological horror, and Little Nightmares 2 could include some new things like, I don't know, new people, and it could have the same characters. I didn't really understand the story of the game, which was the only issue with it for me. So I hope that they improve on that in this game. That's the only thing I can really think of them to improve on. Number 4 for me is a game called Skull and Bones. It's actually made by Ubisoft, but okay, basically the reason why I like the sound of this game is because it sounds a lot like Sea of Thieves but done right. Now Sea of Thieves graphics and everything are really cool, don't get me wrong. The art style of Sea of Thieves is really nice, but I would like to see a pirate game that introduces real life graphics and has the ship being blown up and everything like that, because the Sea of Thieves devs couldn't make it, so the game basically had real life graphics, because if a hole is blown up in the ship and it's telling you to put a plank on it, what's the plank going to do in real life? So I want to see how they implement that. I'm more excited for this game than I am going to buy it on release, because I want to see whether it lives up to my expectations alone. Alright, so number 3 for me would be Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now I was a really big fan of the Animal Crossing New Leaf game and the City game. I can't even remember what it's called, but it was a really good game. Animal Crossing is a very weird one for me. I didn't really start playing it until I was a bit older. When I say older, I was 12, rather than someone who was playing it when I was 8 years old or something like that. In my opinion, it's a very good game for, you can just hop back on it and then improve on things that you've already done in the past. For me, it's one of those games that you can always go back to eventually and have fun with. It's a game like Terraria or Minecraft, which you'll quickly be able to go back and go, yes, I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to be doing. Plus, I want to know what kind of characters they bring back and the new things that they do, because I think in the trailers they were showing more stuff on water and stuff, and that would be quite cool to go to different islands and stuff like that. Also, the Animal Crossing events that they do are really cool. They'll do an event for Christmas or an event for New Year. Me and my cousin always go to the New Year event, no matter what. We always love doing that, because it's always, it's always nice to kind of participate in our own tradition and stuff. I don't know, if you guys haven't played Animal Crossing, then you won't really understand that one, I don't think. But if you do, then tell me if you agree in the comments. Okay, so my number 2 is going to be quite controversial, I think. The Marvel Avengers game that's coming out. From the trailers and stuff that we've seen, it looks okay. Nobody knows if it's going to be more like Spider-Man or if it's going to be, worse, better. You never know, you never really know. But what I hope they do with the game is they add superheroes periodically with movies that come out. So say a Spider-Man movie comes out, then Spider-Man will go into the game. Thing is, saying that, Iron Man, Captain America and all those, spoiler alert, they're all pretty much dead. Well, not all of them, but most of them. It's Black Widow's having a movie. I think who is it? It's not Captain Marvel, there's someone else from the comics that's going to be joining the game pretty early on, I think. But I'm a big fan of Marvel, so this might just be a me thing. But the story of it and stuff looks very cool. It looks a lot like the Endgame story, actually, because something happens and then 6 years later things, it's like an aftermath story. It's the aftermath of something that happened. I want to see how they do that, because Spider-Man implemented web swinging and everything so well. If they can do something with like Iron Man or something, where you can, you know, you can see him like fly around, you can go around flying around the city with him and stuff, and you can like go to different areas. Like it says, like, you know, if they add Black Panther and you can like run around with him in Wakanda or what stuff like that, that would be really cool in my opinion. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think of that one, because lots of people have mixed emotions on that game that's coming out, and I would like to know. The only thing that does let it down for me is the fact that they couldn't get the real voice actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I mean, you can't really hope for that anyway, really. You might as well just have the different actors like they did for Spider-Man. Now my number one game for 2020, depending on the next one, if that comes out, would actually be the Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This might be a bit of a weird one now I'm thinking about it, but when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Star Wars, and I used to play a lot of Lego games and, you know, Lego Star Wars, stuff like that. So it would be really nice to really see how they do all this again, because it's going to include all of the prequel saga, the what's it called, the sequel saga, and the original saga. So it'd be pretty cool to see how much they really changed within the older ones, so like the prequels, the original saga, and then how well they do with the sequels, because the sequel Skywalker film, the Skywalker, what's it called? It's the Rise of Skywalker, whatever it's called, I forgot what it's called. That comes out on like Thursday, so that would be pretty cool to see how that's really done. Now my top pick for if it comes out, for if this game comes out next year, would definitely be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. If you know me, like from school or something, you would have seen me play this game, I think. In my opinion, the first game, oh no, not that game, sorry, Breath of the Wild 1, you would have seen me play. Breath of the Wild 1 was a very good game in my opinion. A lot of people hate on it for not having the same, you know, Zelda factor where there's dungeons and stuff like that, because they use the divine beasts. My thoughts on that is, with the second one they're going to change it up, because I don't know if you guys played it, but Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, they're really good for what they did, because Ocarina of Time had the first game that's like, you know, like Breath of the Wild. Majora's Mask had its own stuff. Like it's a scary game, it's a darker game. So it'd be nice to see that again, but this time with like the Zelda formula. So you've got dungeons you can go around. Like if there's like an open dungeon or something, like the middle of a jungle, that'd be really cool to see, because it would be really nice to just like, you know, explore something, walk up and be like, oh, that's a dungeon. Whoa. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I would go into more detail. If you guys want me to go into more detail with any of these games, then please put it in the comments, and I'll definitely do like a full video on some of those games. So if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, put your opinions in the comments. There's a lot of other games that I didn't mention in this video: Halo Infinite, Dying Light 2, some games like that, and there's obviously games next year that haven't been announced yet, but I think those are going to be my top 5 games of the year in general. So at the end of 2020, I will do another video that is basically my evaluations and if they all lived up to my hype. So I will see you guys in the next video. A link to the channel with my friends is in the description. Link to my Twitter is in the description. My Instagram's in my description. Please just go and check everything out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.